Hey guys, update. I'm still using this caffeine eye serum, just testing it out from L'Oreal. I definitely think it kind of brightens up the under eye, albeit temporarily. But you get a lot of product in that bottle for the price. So this morning I did some weights. I'm really trying to stay consistent with doing some amount of weights a week. I get really lackadaisical on weight training, if you will. It's not my favorite thing to do. I just find it kind of boring. But that Obey app, it really helps me out a lot. Like, I can't get into weight training in the sense of how people go to the gym and they do like different reps of different weight exercises. I think that's just so boring, but I get it. Like, they probably say the same thing about me, like, how can you just like run? Doesn't that get boring? Well, hey guys, I'm on my way to Target to film a video for you guys, but I just got some video clips of me applying Elta MD's UV Clear to my face. And it is a combination sunscreen or hybrid sunscreen. It has zinc and I think octinoxate, a chemical filter for UVB. I find that these hybrid sunscreens, they usually offer a cast somewhere in between an all chemical sunscreen and an all mineral sunscreen. But this is pretty shiny. I've had it on for a while now, and this one's water resistant, so I don't know. The cast on this to me is not like fantastic. The look of it I don't love. I think it's a little too shiny. And I would say there are other hybrid sunscreens that I have used over the years that look and feel exactly like this, but I'm willing to bet are a lot less expensive. Like Walgreens, which I'm right outside right now, I don't know if they did away with this or not, but they had a hybrid sunscreen that was exactly like this. It's a great option, but we're talking price point here. If you get the Walgreens one or pay the price for the Elta label, I mean, what are you going to go with? They're basically the same kind of product. One thing about this though, I noticed I put some on the back of my hands and it went on, like I could see it better going on the skin of the back of my hand up close, and it looked like it was like super patchy in terms of the application and the dispersion, so I thought that was a little strange. But anyways, man, it is hot. It's like 90 something degrees. On my body I'm wearing the Bondi Sands. It's an all chemical water resistant sunscreen. I love it. Now they make one for the face and one for the body, and I've used both, and I find that the one for the body, or the one that just doesn't say face on it, works well on the face too and is less expensive. I mean, you get a bigger bottle, so it's a better value, and it's pretty comfortable to wear. It's like breathable. I don't feel greasy or sticky. I don't even feel like I really have anything on. So I recommend that one. Or my other favorite body sunscreen is the La Roche-Posay Melt-In Sunscreen Milk. That one I love because it's a very quick, fast dry kind of formulation, so it definitely doesn't feel sticky or greasy to me. Super humid too. Like if I took you guys outside, the lens would fog up. These sunglasses I got in a FabFitFun box. I know I'm always shouting out that box, but I really do use a lot of the stuff that I get in there, including this necklace. But the funny thing about these sunglasses is that when I'm vlogging, there's something about the way they're polarized. I can't see myself in the viewfinder, so I don't know if I'm in frame or not. Right before my trip to Paris, I had a panic moment because I realized I really didn't have any clothing that was Paris appropriate, because it's always so warm here. A lot of what I had was just too lightweight, and so I ran into Target and impulsively purchased like $200 worth of clothing. I know that's like jaw-dropping, but I got like a little mini capsule wardrobe there in a matter of like 25 minutes, and I loved everything. I love everything, and I think those are gonna be lasting staple pieces for me. Oddly enough, I didn't end up wearing 90% of what I purchased on the trip, just because, if you'll recall, my trip got cut a little bit short because of the plane cancellation, and it was just so chaotic that I didn't even have time to bathe let alone be changing my outfits numerous times. But all that to say, the clothing that I got, I am really happy with. Like, I got this skirt that I'm looking forward to wearing. I recently purchased a new mouthwash. I know this is the kind of content you tune in for. I recently purchased a new mouthwash. You'll recall from videos in the past, if you watch the vlogs for this riveting oral rinse up-to-dates, that I was going through a phase where I was using that ACT brand whitening, is it ACT or ACT? I don't know. Whitening mouth rinse. Really, really liked it. Recently though, I purchased the kids version by that brand, their pineapple one. It is an enjoyable fluoride rinse. It is like you are on vacation. It's actually really a pleasant experience. So I would suggest that if you are looking for a fluoride rinse, because I was thinking to myself, do the kids ones have less fluoride or something in comparison to the adults? And they're the exact same fluoride concentration, and the instructions say that adults can use it as well. So I've been using that. I like using the fluoride rinse. I just feel like it, I obviously use fluoridated toothpaste, but I feel like the rinse is just like a little bit extra. So yeah, if you were in the market for a fluoridated rinse, check out the kids flavors, because I think it's interesting how once we get past, I don't know, it's like once we get into the later elementary school years, we just suddenly commit for life to mint and abandon all those other flavors. Like, it doesn't make a whole lot of sense. Why restrict yourself you're brushing your teeth twice a day. I'm talking about toothpaste here. You're brushing your teeth twice a day. Why restrict to just mint? And people will be like, well, I like to have minty fresh breath. But let's be honest, the minty fresh breath, it just doesn't last long enough to justify only using mint. And mint can be very irritating for a lot of people who deal with perioral dermatitis. So the fruity flavors in the kids' types of toothpaste are a better choice, or the bubble gum. But the Hello brand is what I'm currently using. I've got the grape flavor, and I'm rather enjoying that. I had a unicorn flavor recently that I also enjoyed. But I love dental hygiene stuff way more than skincare. Like, I know a lot of people are really into trying out tons of different skincare products. I caution against that because it can lead to a lot of skin irritation. But some people, they never have any issue with it, and it's just like their thing. And they like the, scented products, blah, blah, blah. I'm that way when it comes to my oral care. I just really enjoy the experience of brushing one's teeth. I remember as a child, I used to play dentist, and I would just brush my teeth over and over again. Like, I'd set up all my Barbie dolls and in like chairs and stuff, and I would like teach them how to brush their teeth right. And so I would brush my teeth multiple times a day as part of playing this dentist game that I played with my Barbies. It's surprising I didn't grow up to be a dentist. I should have. I don't know that I would enjoy being a dentist, because a lot of people are afraid of you, and yeah, I don't think I would enjoy being a dentist. Someone asked me recently, what career would I pursue had I not gone into medicine and become a dermatologist? And my backup plan was actually, because when I applied to med school, I was like, all right, there's a good chance I'm not going to get in, because that's the reality. I mean, people are all about, oh, be confident, don't blah, 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 blah. But you have to think realistically. I mean, there's a high chance you're just not going to get in. And so I was thinking to myself, if I don't get in, am I going to... See, this is the dilemma a lot of people have to face in that time of their lives, is I thought to myself, if I don't get in, am I going to take a whole nother year trying to beef up my application? Like, what am I going to do financially? Am I going to... A lot of these are the kind of things you have to think about when you're that age that I'm glad I don't have to worry about anymore. I have other things to worry about now, but yeah, I mean, like, some people who are financially well off, or whatever, they can volunteer and do stuff to beef up their resume. But for other people, and not to say that I was like financially struggling or anything, but I needed to figure out what I was going to do if I didn't get into med school. And so I thought I would go into another professional school route, and I thought I was going to become a lawyer. And to this day, I honestly do have a lot of interest in law because I love arguing, and I know that's not all that law is, but I really love diving in to reading a lot of text to build an argument. So I think I would really enjoy that aspect of law. And at the time, I really thought strongly about going to law school. And so that was kind of my backup plan. I thought, well, I had a job at the time that was paid relatively well. So I thought I'll just continue to work at this job. But, and I know that doesn't make sense, but I thought I would just continue to work at this job and I'll work on going to law school because I thought it would be a lot more feasible to just, I don't know what I was thinking at the time, but yeah, I was really interested in a career in law and I thought maybe I'm still interested. Like, I know the majority of people I know, though, that ended up going to law school, they didn't end up practicing law. They ended up doing something else, which, a lot of times that's the case with careers. You change paths and whatnot. But at this point in my life, I'm still seriously considering going to law. So I've considered it. But yeah, I have often considered a career in law because I thought it would be interesting. I have obviously an MD, I have a PhD. If I had a JD, I could open up a law practice doing like medical malpractice. I have, a lot of already baseline knowledge that would make me good at that. And then I also have a lot of social media experience. So I could do like defense work for people online, stuff, social media. I mean, there are a lot of things that I think I would be uniquely equipped to, but I think law is a very difficult profession to have a career in. I don't know, that's what I've heard. I've heard that the first couple of years in your career are just complete misery, but they told me that about medicine, which is true. Residency is pretty grueling, but I still did that, so I don't know. Let me know if you're a lawyer. I don't hate you. A lot of people just hate on lawyers all the time. I love lawyers because you want to know what? People like to sue, and doctors get sued a lot. And so I like lawyers because they come to your defense. We need lawyers. I don't hate lawyers. They can be a pain. So my battery overheated. What I was saying is I don't hate lawyers. Yes, they can be a pain in the neck, but they also can be a saving grace for sure. So comment below on if you're a lawyer. Like, am I delusional in thinking that that would be a fun path in life? I really like to read. I like to write. I like building arguments, but I don't like networking. So if you have to network a lot for your career, then no thanks. That's a great thing about medicine. Like, you don't really need to be networking because, I mean, you can, it's helpful, but like, it's not a necessity. I don't like networking. I could never be a real estate agent. Never. Like, to me, that sounds like the worst job because they are constantly having to be talking to people and networking all hours of the night. Oh my God, I would die. I would not enjoy that whatsoever. Plus, I feel like they do a lot of work that they don't end up getting paid for. Yeah, I couldn't do real estate. I'm here in Costco, $7.49 for 4 2-ounce tubes of 1% hydrocortisone cream. This is good if you get a bug bite like on your arms or legs to stop the itch, but 1% hydrocortisone is really, really weak. However, I caution against applying this to your face. It can lead to an acne-like breakout, also can trigger perioral dermatitis, all sorts of problems from chronic use of topical steroids. Not to mention, if you happen to have a fungal infection like ringworm, this can make it much worse because it calms down the redness and everything and the inflammatory response, but in doing so, it kind of allows the fungus to take off. It's called Tinea incognito. The Vlasics are back in stock. These have not been here for a while. I'm definitely getting them. They are quite good. Famous Dave's. I haven't seen a Famous Dave's in a while. Are they, I mean, I guess maybe because I live in Texas and they're just not, they just don't cut it here. I'm not sure. But when I lived in Colorado, I saw them a fair amount. I'm not seeing anything new here. Corn, tomato paste, peaches. This looks new. India's Nature Ginger Garlic Paste. That sounds delicious. Use that in cooking. Sounds convenient. Just spoon some of that in. Convenient, but I don't need 2 jars of it. These are new. Glass noodles, 6 meal kits, savory, garlicky, subtle heat. Kimchi. Crispy jalapenos. These are good. $7.69. They're kind of like the fried onions that you get for casserole. Johnny Pops watermelon. $11.99 for 18. Instant boba packs. It's $11.49 for 12 boba packs. Those Bugak chips, they sound like they would be gross, but they are delicious. This is where I get my tofu. It's a good deal, $6.49. And I think one pack is like, I want to say 4 servings. Isn't this festive, this taco set? There's little boats for the shells, and then you get a pretty tortilla warmer and a little dish for all the salsas and toppings. $12.97. That's a pretty good deal. It's melamine. Cuisinart Classics. I'm still loving my Misen knives. Those are amazing. And I did fire into the bread knife, by the way, and it works really well. Highly recommend. Also loving my cutting board from them. Wine tumblers. These look nice. Made in France. $26.99. 16 pieces of glass. 16 glasses. I definitely don't need 16 glasses, although you get 2 different sizes. Oh, I kind of want to get this. $19.99 for this mesh expandable colander. And the fact that it's dishwasher safe, that really seals the deal for me. What's new in the books? Cook once, dinner fix. Pioneer woman. First time gardener, growing vegetables. Star Wars Legos over there. Sudoku. Who remembers when this was like all the rage? I'm sure many people still enjoy Sudoku. Comment below on if you do these puzzles. I don't think I ever have done it before. I do enjoy a good crossword puzzle though. The history of the world in 500 walks. That's interesting. Alright, I just got in the car. I'm cooling it down a bit. Fortunately, I was able to get in the garage, but I wanted to share with you guys, this is a fantastic product, and I hate saying that because I know the majority of you will have a difficult time acquiring it. It's by this brand DM, Balia. I think it's I want to say it's a German brand, but don't quote me on that. It's really good. Sundance, they have a few sunscreens that are really good, but this lip balm is very conditioning. It's colorless. It's just very moisturizing. Anyways, this is what I currently have on my lips today. And it's been performing like a gem. Not drying, there's no cast or anything. Yeah. And my understanding is that this brand, DM, Balia, is pretty affordable. So definitely, if you can get your hands on this, definitely give it a try. I think this is vegan too, I want to say. And it's good within 12 months of opening, which is wonderful. Don't quote me on the vegan thing. I do know they have a lot of vegan products. I think it is vegan though. I think I remember that. A viewer sent this to me. Yeah, Sundance. Highly recommend. Well, hey guys, I am all moisturized up. I'm still doing the body slugging to my arms and legs. I mentioned, was it yesterday's vlog? I think so. I've been trying out these Jordan Samuel moisturizers and I rather like them. The Performance Cream is a nice thick cream, but I'm also trying out a secret moisturizing product that is going to be a review, so I don't want to reveal too much. But the moisturizer I like, just to keep you on the edge of your seat guessing. I like this particular moisturizer that I'm testing out, and I have been testing out and will be reviewing for you hopefully soon, along with many other products from this particular brand of products that I bought, not sponsored or anything. Products you have been asking about. This particular moisturizer from this brand, I have to say, the consistency of it is super luxe. So stay tuned for that, but it got me thinking, when it comes to skincare products, you know, at the end of the day, more often than not, the end result, especially with a moisturizer, is going to be more or less the same, reduction of water loss out of the skin. Now, some moisturizers have got active ingredients that you may be seeking, like melatonin or niacinamide, you name it, CoQ10, for example. So there, you know, you've got something specific that you're seeking out. But in terms of correcting dryness, I mean, whatever, you don't need to be spending big bucks on that. I would say where products stand out is in the texture and the consistency and how they feel on the skin. Because if they don't feel right, if they're sticky, if they're goopy, people don't want to use them. If they feel extra luxurious, that's something that keeps people coming back to them. That's where the fragrance thing weaves in. You know, I'm not a fan of fragrance in skincare products, but for a lot of people, they form a bond with the product based on its fragrance and in memory. And if it's a positive one, well, then they're going to keep coming back. So it's like a repeat, you know, it brings you back, the fragrance. If it's just correcting dry skin, I don't know why that's not enough to bring most people back. But anyways, all that to say, product texture and consistency, it matters because it affects compliance. If it doesn't feel right, it's not likely going to be something that you're going to stick with as readily. For me, I've tried a lot of moisturizers on this channel over the years, and one type of moisturizer, it's not as though it's not effective, it's not as though there's anything wrong with it, but there's a type of moisturizer that tends to, a lot of times it's the more naturally ones, although, you know, that marketing, that's another rant for another day, but a lot of times the more naturally ones that have a lot more plant oils in them, I find they go on a little bit more streaky, and I don't like that for me personally. I like, you know, a nice rich cream. I just, psychologically, I feel as though it's better at reducing water loss out of the skin. Yeah. So that's my thing. I like that. But anyways, like, for example, a lot of prescription topicals, patients do not stick with them because, first of all, the routine can be complicated, twice a day, and use this cream, you know, once a day or whatever. And plus, once the cream starts working, well then, shortly thereafter, they're less compliant with it because you're like, oh, great, it's fixed. And it's like, no, you kind of have to keep using it in order to maintain that. But a big problem with topical pharmaceuticals is the consistency is unpleasant for many of them. Greasy, oily, whereas some of them are drying and just not appealing. So that's definitely a big thing when it comes to prescribing topicals, is kind of getting an understanding of what the patient is going to like, or listening to them if they don't like the way it feels, asking them questions about, like, you know, what was it about this that you didn't end up liking, or why did you stop using it? A lot of times you kind of have to tease that out of them. Oh, well, it was greasy. Oh, well, let's try switching to a gel or foam vehicle. Then things improve as far as compliance. So all that to say, consistency does end up mattering in the long run because it affects compliance. Anyways, you guys, I'm gonna wrap this vlog up here. I hope you all enjoyed it. If so, give it a thumbs up, share it with your friends, and as always, don't forget, sunscreen and subscribe. I'll talk to you guys tomorrow. Bye.